when you're counting calories, what do you guys kind of teach people about their intakes? Because what I think now is that, like for me, what I was telling you, I'm not eating enough for all I'm burning. So I'm stepping up what I'm eating. I'm getting the right amount of fats, which I've been terrified of, like a complete and utter moron that I know is wrong. And I'm putting all of this stuff in, and I'm like getting more cut, getting more shredded, getting bigger, muscular, yet I'm seeing some scale weight drop. So what do you guys feel that maybe you have to eat more to get your metabolism kicking to feed yourself in the process to get it going properly? And then you're actually going to be far better off. Now, of course, there's a cap. You don't want to eat fucking 8,000 calories a day or something crazy. But how do you look at that? And what do you guys feel for somebody? What's your advice to somebody like me who has eaten too little for so long that burns so many calories? What would you say to somebody like that?
Yeah, that's interesting you brought that up, because that's really, you aren't our typical client that we work with, Dylan. As you can probably imagine, we're really working with people who really doesn't have the background that you would obviously have. Mm-hmm. But this thing that you share in common with the 52-year-old mom who's in perimenopause was that you literally starved yourself for many, many years. You come in a very low energy state. Mm-hmm. And so in order, number one is you've got to get people into a high energy state. So it's really, and it's not about the calories. It is about counting the nutrients and avoiding the chemicals in the foods. Mm-hmm. Because when you eat real food, and this is our acronym called SURF, not SURF, SERF, simply eat real food.
I love it.
What is real food? Listen, real food, you stick it on the counter, you walk away for 2 weeks and you come back, it better look different. Because if it didn't spoil, if it didn't go bad, it's not real. It's built for shelf life, not built for human consumption.
Yes.
And a lot of the weight loss industry, the bodybuilding industry, all the protein bars and the shakes and all these things. I think I found a protein bar in my winter coat. Like that was like 3 years old, and I tore it open and it was just as fresh as when you bought it 3 years ago, right? I don't know that those type foods are real. We had bought a McDonald's hamburger and French fries. We were going on set. We did a lot of live TV for about 8 years, and we would bring stuff on set. Felt really guilty going through the McDonald's drive-through and supporting these fuckers.
I got sunglasses on, a hat on, right? And I'm like, I don't want anybody. I remember that. I think it was yesterday before going there and going through the drive-through at McDonald's, and I'm like, shit, I hope like my kids' parents don't see me in this line. They have no idea what it is that I'm doing, but we got that Happy Meal, whatever it was at the time, and we're showing people that this isn't the food that you want to eat. And then forgot it in the garage for like 2 years, right? I'm cleaning out the garage, find this hamburger in there, open it up, and looked exactly the same as the day that we bought it 2 years prior. It's now 7 years later, and that McDonald's hamburger still looks exactly the same. The French fries look exactly the same. And I think that's where people do get confused, because like Randy was saying, even us, we had a protein bar line that we had commissioned a nutrition company to make this, a reputable nutrition company to make these protein bars. And look at, finding a protein bar in my backpack 2 years later, and it was still good as new, which lets us know that the preservatives that are in there, right, those are chemical toxins that when you put that into your body, that is an endocrine disruptor. And so the more we disrupt our endocrine system, the more we mess up the hormones, the more likely it is that your metabolism is just not going to work. Yeah. So here's what we say to people that come into our web is, you know what? Let's get you fat adapted. Let's get your body choosing to burn fat for fuel first by having a healthy metabolism. For us, when we work with people, it takes us 5 weeks to be able to make that happen. It doesn't take long at all. So when we work with somebody who's got the weight to lose, the average female is going to lose 22 plus pounds in that 5 weeks.
Wow.
And because we're getting them fat adapted. Look, people have, so many calories available, and a calorie is nothing more than a unit of energy. Yeah, so they've got these units of energy available. If you've got somebody that's got 50 pounds of body fat, well, every pound of body fat takes you got to burn about 3,500 calories for that 1 pound. So if you multiply 3,500 calories times 50, that person has a capacity, right? Or has like, gosh, almost 400,000 calories available to burn. That person's
Yeah.
not going to starve to death. As long as you get them burning those calories from the fat, they're going to be in a much better place before they're burning the calories from sugar or carbohydrates. So in the 5 weeks, once we get them to do that, we then spend 3 weeks retraining that person's metabolism to lock that in place, or resetting it, locking it in place so it doesn't go backwards. So during those 3 weeks, we're now getting that person to where they're now carb adapted. So we don't tell people to stop eating carbohydrates or stop eating sugar forever. In fact, we were just on a team meeting earlier, and one of our team members, they were telling us about this client who had come in, and she was shocked.
Yeah,
that
the classic low carb, carbs are a sin person.
Yeah. So she's like,
we'll get
"Oh
into
my
that.
gosh, guys, I can't believe this. I'm eating carbohydrates in this last week that I've been eating these carbohydrates. I've actually lost a pound. That's never happened to me in my entire life."
Middle-aged woman, 300 carbs a day, losing weight.
Yeah. So that's called, right? It is beautiful. That's called
beautiful.
metabolic flexibility. So your body should be burning fat for fuel. It should also be able to switch into burning carbohydrates for fuel as well. The problem is, it's kind of like having, let's say you've got one of these cars that are both electric and use gasoline. There's two types of fuel sources, right?
Yeah.
So the car is programmed to burn one or the other, right? If you're at a stoplight, it's like the engine cuts off and now it's just electric, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Our body is the exact same way. When it needs it, it can be able to pull energy from carbohydrates. It should be able to pull energy from fats. But most people are only pulling that energy from the carbohydrates because their body is not fat adapted.
Got
Make
it.
sense?
Yes.
That right there means that they've got a metabolic disruption. Something's disrupting that person's body's metabolism. It's why it's not working. So the first thing that we do when we see somebody is we have them take a metabolic disruptor assessment so we can find out where that's at. And then we can be able to customize a program specific to that person, because everybody is unique and different. That's why there is no one size fits all approach to healing anybody's metabolism, because everybody is different. It's got to be customized. So once we know that, we can then be able to take them through this system, which for us, it's really simple. We're super simple in our approach to helping anybody, because we feel like if somebody's confused or anything's confusing, they stop, right? They don't follow through. For us, we'll follow through and we'll persevere, but most people aren't going to hang in there because they're not getting the results. So because people are getting results very quickly, they're with us for these 5 weeks. And next thing you know, they've dropped, 20, 30 plus pounds. And now we're locking and resetting that person's metabolism so it's not going back. And so that's what I would say to answer your question is, what would you do to that for that person that has been, afraid of eating fats or, scared of eating the carbohydrates? Well, we would get them fat adapted. We'd get their metabolism working properly again. And then once we've got a foundation where they do have a healthier metabolism, then there's some other things that we can put into place, like some biohacking type of strategies, some lifestyle strategies, but we have to have that foundation. So, which is why we just literally flew in last night from a retreat that we had for people who have already been through our program. And so when they came to this retreat, we spent 5 days with them, showing them all of these different biohacking techniques that we use. But these are all people who are already fat adapted. So they already have that good metabolic foundation. Now we can take them to another level, which we then call our happy, healthy for life, which is all about, living a happy, healthy life for the rest of your life. Because I don't know about you, but for me, being 53 years old is all about the next 50. It's what's this next 50 going to look like? And it's going to look like me getting to at least 120 of happy, healthy years, being able to do whatever it is that I want.
Yeah, I think we told you, Dylan, we got picked up this year for that documentary, The Next 50.
Yes.
So it could have been more apropos. It's the perfect timing. I'm just turning 50. Rob's 53. The real flex is the next 50. But even going back to what you were saying, simply eating real food, you just don't see people overweight that eat real food, because when you eat real food, your body is going to create satiety, right? You're going to get full and then you're going to stop eating. You overeat fake food, hyper palatable, ultra processed food. And we come into clients, a lot of times the things they think they're eating that are healthy are actually damaging and destroying their cellular health and wrecking their mitochondria. And anytime you see somebody overweight, you already know too, who just puts fat in weird places, you already know that they're toxic. Or the biggest metabolic toxins is industrial seed oil, omega-6 fatty acids, that 18 carbon chain, unsaturated fatty acid. It's got the double bonds. It is completely unstable under heat, light, and oxygen. And it doesn't just go in and do its damage and get out. It goes in, your body will store it. I believe it's got a 680-day half-life. That means after 680 days, half of it is still in your tissue. It gets into your DNA. It gets into your cellular membranes. It gets into your mitochondria. It is a metabolic poison. So a part of our process of evaluating somebody is we have to set them up on a process to help detox them from seed oil. Because not eating it is a great thing, but what are you going to do to get rid of the stored seed oil? And you can see it. It'll pack into the love handles, around the hips and thighs. Anytime you see weird fat and weird areas that seems that your body won't let go of it, that is a toxicity symptom. And seed oil is at the top of the food chain, for lack of a better word, in destroying metabolic health. That's a huge part of getting somebody's metabolism to heal. You got to get rid of the seed oil, but you can't dump it immediately. There's a process to help them get rid of it, some fatty acid deprivation, some certain nutraceuticals to help move things out. There's a protocol in place that we've developed. But by doing this, once you dump seed oil and you replace it with real fats, like saturated fats, like stearic acid that you get from tallow and butter and ghee, and of course our favorite, the world's healthiest oil, short chain triglycerides, SCT oil, our number one selling product, and lard, rendered animal fats, coconut oil. Eating those fats that are stable under heat, light, and oxygen, now you can regulate your metabolism. Heck, we see people who can only eat maybe 800 to 1200 calories a day go through the process with us, not only lose the weight, now they can eat 2,400 calories, 3,600 calories, because now their metabolism is working for them, which is just throwing a monkey wrench into all of the calorie bros theology, because it's not making any sense, right?